not on though, right? Right.
It's the year of Jubilee! It's the year of
You can stand up, it's fine. Oh, rise and shine. Oh, rise and shine. Give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine. And give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine. And give God the glory, glory for the year of Jubilee. Oh, children, come on.
Rise and shine, and thank you. Good morning. My name is Misa Iwama. I'm the Director of Music Ministry, and I'm here this morning with the Reverend Dr. Robin Tanner, as well as other congregants who will be helping to lead the service. And we are very glad to form a congregation with you today. A few moments since to start, a huge welcome back to Tuli Patel. Tuli is our executive director who has just returned from her sabbatical, and we are so delighted to see you again. We have an afternoon music concert coming up on Sunday, January 25th, and Stephanie Blythe is one of the most well-known singers of her generation. And she's sung many times at the Metropolitan Opera and the great opera houses around the world. I will say that you have never heard a voice like Stephanie's. But beyond that, she's also an amazingly creative artist who has a drag show that was a PBS special. And she took the internet by storm during the pandemic because she went live from her living room on many occasions to sing standards while she accompanied herself on the ukulele. And on January 25th, Stephanie's going to be singing songs, including some based on lyrics of people who came to the United States via Ellis Island. And she will also be bringing her ukulele to do some pop standards. It's time to buy your tickets now. You can just ask me or Marilyn Falls or Jean Crichton. So I would say, speaking of extraordinary musicians with genius levels of talent and skill and the ability to connect emotionally, I'm so happy to say that today's music is presented by Rosena Hill Jackson, and Jason Jackson, and Cyrus Chestnut. Today's program has more music than normal, and it is all spirituals. So when Rosena had told me about her idea of doing the service this way, I thought there's no better way to start off with 2026 than to have this music of family history, of our country's history, and to take us all together on an emotional journey, together as a congregation. Welcome to Beacon.
Good morning. I'm Helen Kerr. I'm the worship associate for this service. And in case you can't see me and you're curious, I'm an older white woman with curly white hair. I answer to she, her, and I'm wearing a lot of purple. Right now, we're looking for a volunteer, someone who wants to come light the chalice with Reverend Robin. Who wants to step up? Shy. Called to love and courage and the sacrifice that it requires, members of our denomination who chose the chalice as their symbol work to rescue refugees from the Holocaust. As we have lit ours now, may we summon the love and courage, the sacrifice that our heritage calls us to bring to this new year. As we light our chalice now in a country once more set upon war, we kindle a light for justice and real peace. And as we light our chalice now in a time of chaos and blaming, we kindle a light for transformation, the wisdom to find in our hearts, minds, and community what we are called to account for and change. In a time of winter and growing day, as we kindle our chalice, we kindle a light for community, the warmth to share and make time for one another, to listen with an open heart, to take hands and sing together, to learn resistance together. Resistance. The seed now under earth that with care and time will come to life once more.
Oh Lord, what manner of man is this? On Thank you. Real quickly, we are here together to share in the experience of music and stories. So, the American African slave songs communicate a formidable history and contain relatable subject matter for all humanity. I am called and led to prescribe the education, research, and participatory demonstration through arts integration. By appropriate levels of knowledge, bring forth a wealth of understanding and wisdom that are applicable to relationships we have with ourselves, others, the visible earth and tangible spirit, which we all can feel in connection, of presence. May today's sharing of these intelligently coded themes of jubilee, identity, work, sorrow, satirical, protest, guidance, historical and prophetic American African slave songs make you feel something. For our ability to feel something through our very essence of energy, frequency, and vibration that causes us to take action and strive in experiences as God eternal within the body. This primary source of songs are not to separate us, but to unite us. A viewpoint that is actually a perspective that all can be found in these songs. May peace be with you. How am I? How? You turn around, dig a hole in the ground. How am I? How? How am I? How? I hear Emma, she's got a crush on coffee. How am I? How? Well, coffee ain't too happy about it. How am I? How? 'Cause Emma, she's got a great big head. How am I? How? And Emma, she wants to have 60 children. How am I? How? Now Coffee, he wants to run away. How am I? How? Well, it's too late. Coffee, Emma's coming your way. How am I? How? How am I? How? You turn around, dig a hole in the ground. How am I? How? Now, I remember being in 7th grade, taking a trip to the Colonial Williamsburg of Virginia, from Sarasota, Florida, up to Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia. And there was a Miss Kathleen Getward who said, you know, when Master made anyone hurt or sad, there was nothing we could do about it except sing. And it was those songs that got us through those hard times. But let me tell you something. Do any one of you know who Emma really was? Emma was the slave master's daughter. And you heard that she had a great big head. She wanted to have 60 children. And Coffee, the slave, the enslaved, is who she was after. And he wanted to run away, but he could not. So let us remember that the only way that we could resist back then was to sing about it. Because we know drums were taken away, all these different things were taken away. And that enslaved people had no right to refuse anything. treat me so meanly. They treat me so meanly, Lord. I wish I never was born. I wish I never was born. There's so much chilling away, Lord. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. A long way from home. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. A long way from home. A long way from There's an African story, mythology, about Anansi the trickster spider and Miss Guinea Fowl. Oh my goodness, it was so wonderful. Let me tell you, Anansi the trickster was always trying to get out of doing his work or trying to trick someone else into doing his work for him. So he knew that in all the land of Numba, was bad, cursed. No one in the land dared speak that number. So he planted this many yam hills, and he waited for someone to come by that he could trick. And lo and behold, Miss Guinea Fowl, she came a-singing, it's a beautiful day. And then a Nazi, the trickster spider, said, oh, Miss Guinea Fowl. And she said, why, yes, a Nazi. Well, Miss Guinea Fowl, can you help me count my yam hills? And she said, well, yes, a Nazi. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one right there on the end. Well, a Nazi was not too bad about that because he wanted to trick her so that night he could have stewed guinea fowl for dinner. Because if she said that number, she would and never be heard of again because the number was cursed. Well, he said, Miss Guinea Fowl, you did not count that correctly. And so Miss Guinea Fowl said, well, I'll count them again. So she went ahead and said, well, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and that one right there. Oh, a Nazi, the trickster spider, got so hopping mad. He got so hopping mad that he said, you know what? Well, you don't know how to count, and you don't know what you're doing, so I'm going to do it myself. So get out of the way. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a Nazi, the trickster spider, was never heard of again. And Miss Guinea Fowl, she picked up trickster a Nazi the spider, and she had stewed spider for dinner. So a Nazi the spider is used in a lot of African folklore and mythology, and that was to show. That was being said to children then, that saying, whenever master and mistress try to make you mad or they try to upset you so that you will do something to get in trouble, just remember the story of a Nazi and Miss Guinea Fowl. And always keep your wits about you. And don't get upset and say something that you'll regret. I got shoes, you got shoes, all of God's children got shoes. When I get to heaven, gonna put on my shoes, gonna walk all over God's heaven, heaven, heaven. Everybody talking about heaven, ain't going there, heaven, heaven. Walk all over God's heaven. I got a robe, you got a robe, all of God's children got a robe. When I get to heaven, gonna put on my robe, I'm gonna shout all over God's heaven, heaven, heaven. Everybody talking about heaven, ain't going there, heaven, heaven. Gonna shout all over God's heaven. I got a song, you got a song, all God's children got a song. When I get to heaven, gonna sing my song, I'm gonna talk about heaven, heaven, heaven. Everybody talking about heaven, ain't going there, heaven, heaven. Gonna sing all over God's heaven. I got a crown, you got a crown, all God's children got a crown. When I get to heaven, gonna put on my crown, gonna shout all over God's heaven, heaven, heaven. Everybody talking about heaven, ain't going there, heaven. Ooh. you're talking about a song where right in front of the oppressor, they're singing about the oppressor and the oppressor doesn't even know. I tell you, it keeps going on and on. Do your research, understand that. Very much so. So, right now, I want to make sure to say this, I didn't say this before. A lot of times people thought that enslaved people in America did not, they did not accept slavery passively, all right? I can't go into a story, but I remember talking to a friend that I went to college with, and I heard some things, and I was like, oh, you don't know your history. Even though you might be a lighter hue than me, this is your history. It's American history. So the enslaved, they resisted through open revolt, planned insurrection, targeted killings, poisoning, arson, sabotage, escape by force, maroon warfare. Now, most of this resistance was locally organized, swiftly suppressed, deliberately erased and reframed, punished publicly to make sure that others wouldn't feel so easy to do it again. But it was constant. Resistance never stopped. It never stopped. And guess what? But yes, so here we go.
Wow. I don't know how we got this lucky. Okay. Tato Liviero was born in Puerto Rico, but he grew up in New York City. He was the son of a philosopher, and his poetry shifts between English and Spanish, and it addresses themes of immigration history and transcultural identity. Although he died in 2013, his poetry still captures the dynamics that we see in the United States today. And we especially hold his beloved home of Puerto Rico in our minds, as just across the waters, our country has been bombarding Venezuela. This is a lightly excerpted version of his poem Lady Liberty, and he wrote it for the restoration and centennial of the statue in the New York Harbor. For Liberty, your day filled in splendor, July 4th, New York Harbor, 1986. Midnight sky, fireworks splashing, heaven exploding into radiant bouquets. Wall Street, a backdrop of centennial adulation, celebrating the international symbol of freedom. Wall-to-wall people sailing ships, gliding armies ferried in pursuit of happiness, Constitution adoration. Immigrant illusions celebrated in the name of democratic principles. God bless America, land of the star-spangled banner that we love. But the symbol suffered 100 years of decay, climbing up the spined crown, the fractured torch hand, the ruptured intestines, palms blistered and calloused, feet embroidered in rust. Centennial decay. The lady's eyes, cataract-filled, exposed to the sun and snow, a salty wind, discolored verses staining her robe. She needed remolding, redesigning. The decomposed body now melted down for souvenirs. Lungs and limbs jailed in scaffolding of ugly cubicles, incarcerating the body as she prepared to receive her 20th century transplant, paid for by pitching pennies, hometown barbecues, marathons on America's main streets. She heard the speeches, the presidents, the French and American partners. And Lady Liberty decided to reflect on Lincoln's emancipatory resoluteness, on Washington's patriotism, on Jefferson's lucidity, on William Jennings Bryan's socialism, on Woodrow Wilson's League of Nations, on Roosevelt's New Deal, on Kennedy's ecumenical postures, and on Martin Luther King's nonviolence. Lady Liberty decided to reflect on Lillian Wald's settlements, on Helen Keller's Sixth Sense, on Susan B. Anthony's suffrage movement, on Mother Cabrini's Giving Soul, on Harriet Tubman's stubborn pursuit of freedom. So that just before she was touched, Lady Liberty wanted to convey her own resolutions, her own bicentennial goals, so that in 2086, she would be smiling and she would be proud. If you touch me, touch all of my people who need attention and social repair. Give me the tired and the poor, and give them the same attention, America. Hunger abounds. Our soil is plentiful. Our technology advanced enough to feed the world, to feed humanity's hunger. But let's celebrate not our wealth, not our sophisticated defense, but let us concentrate on our weaknesses, on our societal needs. For we will never be free if indeed freedom is subjugated to trampling upon people's needs. This is a warning, my beloved America. So, touch me, and in touching me, touch all our people. Do not single me out. Touch all our people. Touch all our people. And then I shall truly enjoy my day, filled in splendor, July 4th, New York Harbor, 1986. Midnight sky, fireworks splashing, heaven exploding into radiant bouquets, celebrating in the name of equality, in the pursuit of happiness. God bless America, land of the star-spangled banner that we love.
Hard words this morning, beloved. We come into the year of Jubilee, the year where debts are to be forgiven. We come into the year of 250 years of a story, of an idea, of an experiment, of a promise not yet fulfilled that has been called the United States of America. We come into a year begun now with war, with a violation of the agreements we have made within the United Nations, with the international law, with our partners in this aspiration for democracy around the world. We come into this year called into resolutions, called into resistance, our theme for this month. And we come in called into remembering that word that, thank you, Rosena, for your teaching, which is to remember America's full story. We have been here before seeking war for profit. We have been here before stealing lands, enslaving people. And we have been here before a people of resistance, a people also shining a light, a beacon, if you will, of liberation. As soon as the idea was born, as soon as the conception of what could be here in this place, there was resistance for liberation for all. Bacon's rebellion, before even the words United States of America were spoken, poor whites, indentured servants, enslaved African people, and indigenous people rose up together with a vision of equality here upon these lands. So I want to invite you into a time of meditation, weaving these words and weaving the songs that resonate in our bodies into a time of remembering. In the Christian calendar, we are coming into Epiphany. Tuesday is Epiphany. It is also January 6th, another anniversary. Epiphany is in the Christian story when the three wise ones, who we are told in the story, have come from different cultures, different places. They probably spoke different languages. They were leaders, recognized wise ones in their communities, come to visit Jesus and to be with Mary and Joseph and recognize this incredibly auspicious moment. But they have a secret because they actually have been sent by Herod. And they don't know the way in which they are being manipulated and used because Herod wants to find out where Jesus is so that he can kill him. They spend some time with the family. They bring gifts, as we are told in the story, and then they take a night to rest before heading back home, having visited Jesus and his family. And that night, each of them separately has the same dream where they are told, do not go back to your home the way that you came. Do not go back and visit Herod and tell him where Jesus is. You have to find a different path home. Sometimes resistance calls us to listen for the new path we are being called to take for liberation. And those wise ones, we are told, from this epiphany, from this realization, wake the next morning, each taking different journeys home, each risking insurrection to Herod, to empire, for the resurrection of liberation. Let us breathe together that gift that inhabits our bodies, that is the exhale of the trees, this that sustains our lives, this rhythm we were gifted at our birth, and I invite you into that spirit, into that presence of Epiphany. Hear this breath that inhabits your body. Remember, this is the breath that every ancestor before us drew upon in their lives. However brilliantly they shined, this is the breath that connects all life that will ever be on this, our collective home. Here between the breaths on this inhale and exhale, where might the holy, the connection, the inner wisdom, the wise ones in your life, or the wise ones who've come before, what message might they be speaking now? what epiphany and path is opened before you, beloved, this day. Draw on that breath deeply once more. On the exhale, remembering this life, this breath, is the gift you offer for the generations who will follow. Breathe in deeply and exhale what we call in some yogic practice the fire breath with me. It's a hard exhale. Let your neighbor know you're there. Remember too, beloved, the joy in the justice, the rising in the resistance. Blessed be.
Good morning. I was so excited to be here. So my name is Kathy Menendez, she, hers. And if you need visual cue, apparently a little dust in here. If you need some visual cues, I'm a shorter, blondish, mature white woman wearing blue and a burgundy scarf, indicating I'm a member of the chaplain team here at Beacon. Oh, thank you so thank you so I just must have inhaled candle dust here when I walked in. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. As chaplains, we extend the spiritual care of the community by offering intentional compassion through presence and listening in a one-to-one confidential setting. If you would like to meet with a chaplain, contact me or a member of the ministry team or any of the other chaplains wearing a burgundy scarf. Chaplains also get to facilitate our weekly ritual of community candle lighting. Together, we light candles of joy, sorrow, and gratitude. This morning, we light a candle of strength for the San Carlos Apache as their sacred land, Oak Flats, is in danger of destruction. May their protests continue and their court case prove successful. We light a candle of sorrow and concern that cooler heads and peaceful negotiations will prevail in Venezuela and around the world. A candle of hope that our annual practice of making resolutions, setting intentions, and adjusting priorities may bear fruit in the coming years. And a candle of gratitude for the power of music as resistance. For this and for so much more, we invite you to come forward now to light a candle here in our sanctuary or at home or wherever you may be.
Now, I am the granddaughter of John Henry Hills. My father is Clinton Hills Sr. And my great-grandfather was Hunter Hills, born in 1837. And I call these songs very personal to me. But I'm sure you can find someone in your history that you know or do not know that you can call on for strength. He was born in 1837, and he escaped slavery 2 years before freedom. So when you're singing these songs, Steal Away to Jesus, it's not like a funeral, you're going to die somewhere. No, Jesus is liberation. It's a code. Lord is a code for liberation. Most Africans were coming, or the native indigenous people have a cosmology that does not go along with what the slave masters thought was good Christianity. So they were using the wit and the knowledge of understanding of how to resist and to survive and thrive in the middle of that. So, those songs had certain meanings, but this next one, please go ahead and join in if you know it. It's about direction. It's direction. The first one you heard Cyrus say was the Go Down Moses. Harriet Tubman was thought of and was called Moses. And that was a resistance of, you know what? We're done. We're done. Steal Away is, I'm leaving in the quiet. You will not know that I have left your plantation. You will not know. So I'm stealing away to liberation, to freedom. And how am I going to do that? Join in if you're willing and able. You can stand up. You can clap. You can sway. Trouble the water. We'll see those children dressed in black. They come a long way and they turn back. We'll see those children dressed in blue. Looks like my people are coming through. Children dressed in red, God's gonna trouble the water. It must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. I see those children dressed in green. God's gonna trouble the water. I'll go right down the Jordan stream. God's gonna trouble the water. So when I sing this is, there's a backstory on all this. So just do your research, but this one is called No More Slavery Chains for me. It's also called No More Auction Block. But I'm doing the No More Slavery Chains from what I heard Shirley Barrett sing, all right? And I want you to know I sing it with a smile because no more. No more. And if we send that energy to all these other nations and people and see that they too can have no more. through the different way of resistance.
powerful microphone, by the way. Good morning. My name is Danny Gallo, and my pronouns are they and them. And for visual description, I am an average height person with short brown hair and glasses, wearing a black checkered plaid-ish striped, I'm not really sure what this pattern is called, shirt. When I first decided to visit Beacon, I'd been looking for a church community for a while. As a parent, I had become responsible for guiding my child in becoming a well-rounded human being. Personally, I feel that becoming well-rounded requires engaging with this idea that there's something greater than oneself in the universe, whether that's God or the earth or the laws of physics or the beauty of human relationships. I wanted to find a place where my daughter Bridget could allow that connection to bloom on its own, rather than have it dictated to her as I did growing up in the Catholic Church. And having grown up Catholic, I also knew I needed to find a space where I could show up as my authentic self, somewhere that would affirm my identity as queer and non-binary and align with my political and social values. I needed a place where I would be able to continue my own practices honoring the sacred cycles of the earth without feeling like I was doing something spooky or taboo. It felt impossible to fulfill all those needs. I'd heard of Unitarian Universalism from my college roommate. I knew it was at least somewhere in the ballpark of what I was looking for, and Beacon was only 15 minutes from home. So I went to a service, and then another, and another, and another. And each Sunday I spent with Beacon, I felt a genuine connection both to the people around me and to the words of the service. It's hard for me to put a finger on any one moment that convinced me that Beacon was the right place, because it was truly a tapestry of little things that made me feel so welcome. Moments of reverence, confronting injustice, embracing diversity, and sharing compassion. I feel comfortable holding on to my own beliefs here, and I know Bridget will have space to grow her own connection with God or the universe or whatever she chooses to call it on her own terms. And even though we're still relatively new here, I feel as welcome as if we'd been coming for years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Danny. We are so blessed with your presence and your daughter in our community. And it is with that gratitude for each of the beacons, each of the light that you bring so that we can shine together and hopefully bring some light into this world that our afternoon offering will now be most gratefully received.
I'm on my way hatred. Turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. I ain't gonna let race hatred turn me around. I'm gonna keep on marching, keep on walking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. That's who we are. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. Ooh, when the saints come marching in. Just the voices. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Yes, I want to be in that number. When the saints come marching in.
Beloved, we have some saints among us. Could we offer another refulgent thank you? We have some saints among us. The saints sing their way into our presence this morning. The saints have taught their way in. And now we're calling on you. Come on, we need some more saints. We need some saints up in the upper balcony right after this service assembling whistle kits for cosecha so that local communities can be part of the rapid response to alert folks when ICE is coming in throughout New Jersey. We need some saints at our social justice meeting, which is up in the library at 12:30. We need some saints joining Jermaine Kripe in the fellowship hall and to talk about lifespan in the coming year. And we need some saints in coffee hour welcoming one another and reminding us that we are a people of resistance. Do I have some saints in here? All right, let's go and be blessed then. Take hands with one another, beloved, if you will. This is where I try not to stretch, Cyrus. Sorry. Now may the love that is our source and our ultimate return, may it fill you, may it hold you, may it guide you. May it guide you such that it is a gift you can't help but give to all whom you meet, until, beloved, we meet once more. Amen.
Stay